Hello guys, Elven Warrior here and welcome to today's video. Today I have got another ultimate start guide for you on the Vampire Coast. So if you're a complete beginner, or if you're just starting out, you're unsure what to do, or if you're an experienced player but yet you're not quite sure of a few things, if you're hoping to learn something new, hopefully this is the video for you. I'm going to try and cover as much as I can. So before we get on into it, if you haven't done so already, guys, hit that subscribe button. You'll be helping the channel to grow, and also by doing so, you'll be keeping up to date with all the latest videos that I'll be releasing. So you do not want to miss out on that, guys. Feel free to leave a like and a comment. It really does help, guys. It gives me feedback, and yeah, fantastic. So let's get started on it, guys. Okay, so click on the settlement and here we go. Growth, as pretty much every single race has, you have the growth mechanic. So you've got to reach set targets and then you get a population surplus, and then once you get that, basically you're able to upgrade your major settlements. Alright, okay, and then the next bit is tax. So to make money, you've got to tax your provinces. But if public order does get too bad and you've got the money available, you can just untick it and you get rid of the tax penalty. But if you're playing on the easy difficulties, you shouldn't really be, you won't really suffer from public order issues, so it shouldn't be that bad. Corruption is the next bit. So obviously a vampire faction requires vampire corruption. So if they go into territory where there's little to no vampire corruption, they will start taking attrition. So obviously plan your expansions carefully. Next bit, province effects. So this tells you what effects is going on within the province. So every single race in the game that has provinces has this region control. So there's various stages of it. So whether you go into positive or negative, and basically if you go into positive, you get positive buffs and also a negative public order bonus, because the game now tries to keep you central, balanced at 0. And then if you went into the negative, basically it gives you negative debuffs but then a positive public order buff, again to try and balance that public order, so you can't just farm revolts and everything and whatnot. So because we've got vampire corruption, it just says enables attrition for mortal armies, and also rampant corruption. Basically you get extra leadership and casualty replenishment rate for vampire count units. Okay, so if you come to this button here, this is the overview button. So you'll click that and it brings this up. And this is just the quick screen you can bring up just to quickly build stuff. It's just really simple to use. You've got your infrastructure buildings, you've got your defense, advanced military units, military buildings, and any landmark buildings if there is any. So there's all sorts of things that you can do there. The next button is the garrison. So this tells you what units is in this garrison. So we're at 15 units and this tells you exactly what's in there, what their condition is, and all their stats. This button here is the building browser. So this is the more in-depth view of just this smaller one. So you can just see everything here and you can plan it out a lot more easily, what you're going to build and where and at what stage. So this button here is the recruit lord. So what you'll do here is basically, as it says, recruit a new army, whichever you go for, Vampire Fleet Admiral. There's 2 different types for some reason. Don't know why this. Oh, pole arm and deep. So one's missile and one's not. So and then you got the 3 different types of law, and you'll just recruit that. The next button is the recruit hero. So when you've got capacity for the heroes, you'll be able to recruit them from here, and you'll be able to select what traits and that you want. Up here is the Treasury button. So this shows you what treasury you've got, what your predicted income is, and if you click that, it just goes into a little bit more detail, and then click the detail button and it expands it even further. So if you're into that kind of thing, you just want to see exactly where all the pennies are going and coming, you can just go through here. Also, if you've got trade agreements, you can click the trade button. As you can see, I don't have any currently, but you can see what each resource is worth, who you're trading with, how much it's worth, and all good stuff like that. So as you can see, this other thing up here, so there's Infamy. So if you click that, as you go through your campaign, you gain Infamy. So it tells you exactly there what you can do to gain it and how you lose it. And then basically, as you can see, you start off at the bottom. You've got to work your way up. You can challenge these to get these sea shanty verses. So what you do is you'll battle him, and then you'll get the first verse, and then you'll go up and you'll go for the next verse, and so on. And yeah, until you've obviously beaten them all and you've got all the sea verses. So okay, on to the next one is the objectives button over here. So over here is your victory conditions. So as you can see, this button here is your long campaign victory. So it tells you exactly what you need to do in order to gain your long campaign victory. This other button here, this is the short campaign victory. So again, it tells you exactly what you need to do to gain the short campaign victory objective. This button here, chapter objectives. So you get these like pretty much quite regular to kind of progress your campaign. It's just like side little things that you'll automatically do as you play through. So obviously you don't need to worry about it. You will do them quite easily. But they do come along with bonus objectives, and they can be very well worth doing. So as you can see, chapter bonus 1, research 3 technologies, easy. Win 3 battles, easy. Kill 1,000 enemies in battle, again, easy. Search any ruined settlement for treasure, again, very easy to do. Reach rank 5 with the following character, Luther Harkon. Again, really easy, and all you've got to do is you've just got to complete them before you complete this, and you can get an extra 5,000 gold as well as the 2,000 there. So it is easy money, guys. Honestly, I never really paid attention to this, but it is easy money what you can get. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Diplomacy. So you come here and it shows you all the known races. You can interact with them. You can declare war. You can trade agreement. You can get non-aggressions, like so. So people you don't want to go to war with, or build up relations, get get non-aggression packs, get trade agreements, alliances, so forth. But over here, your reliability. So if you are unreliable, let's just say we break that now, we'll go to very low reliability, and it will take a period of time for it to recover and go like higher. But in the meantime, factions like Cult of Sotek they're going to declare war on you at some point, but literally next turn they'll probably declare war on you when it could have taken a bit longer. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to try and keep your reliability at very high. If at anything, you can go to at least high, but it just makes, if you destroy your reliability, you make it impossible to do stuff. Okay, so the next button is the technology. So you've got your technology tree, and basically what you'll do, you just find whichever way you want to go, and you'll just head down there basically, and just go for that. So yeah, it's really good technology tree. So just choose what you're gonna do with that. Offices, okay. So from what I believe, this is going to be the same, pretty much the same for all Vampire Coast. They were a DLC. I think it's a second race DLC that they brought out. So yeah, they require a certain rank and loyalty to be able to be assigned to these offices. So yeah, on that factor as well, this is another race that suffers from the loyalty problem. So obviously you've got to make sure you keep your lords loyal, otherwise they will defect and take your entire army with them. So that's not good. Watch out for that, guys. Yep, just done the officers. Next button, so these have access to rights. So what you do, you get these certain things. You've got certain conditions to unlock the right. Once you've unlocked them, you can then perform it. This one's free. Basically, it's an effect for 1 turn for basically forever treasure plus 500 for every building owned from the buried treasure chain. And then, like, as you can see, it has a cost, a duration, and a cooldown. And then this is what you get for the duration. So each one has that. Pretty good. Okay, so the next button is the treasure maps and the pieces of 8. So as the vampire coast, with them being pirates, clearly they're going to go after treasure, aren't they? So as you can see, you get kind of like a hint. There's a location on the map. It gives you like a wide area to choose from, and then it gives you a little riddle to kind of tell you like where to go. So basically, you just got to go over here, and just go over there and go into this stance, dig for treasure, and basically you should find it and whatnot. The pieces of 8, okay, so basically these unlock the regiments of renown. So yeah, basically what you've got to do is you just go around defeating the pirates that are just in the sea, and basically, yeah, you won't be able to do it for quite some time because they are very strong. So yeah, you'll go around just collecting those. Okay, so as you can see, you got the mini map here. You can zoom in and out, you can drag it up and down, and it just shows you where you have discovered so far. And also, you can, if you hover over it, it tells you exactly who's owning what. There's ruins, Cult of Sotek, ruins, and Order of Lawmasters. It just shows you what's there. This button up here is the missions and quests. So as you can see, we've got a riddle of the map maker. So any mission or quest, so whether it's for unique items or just missions like this, they'll come here. And you can just read it. It shows you like kind of. So you need to go near Poxmarsh basically. Next button is the events. So basically, it just tells you everything that's happened over end turns, whether it's diplomatic or whatever, even with other factions, confederations, it just tells you everything here. So, Lords and Heroes. This button shows you all your available Lords and Heroes that you have, even disbanded Lords, because they just go back after a cooldown, they go into the recruitment pool, and then you can recruit them again. But unfortunately, you are unable to do so for Heroes, because if you disband them, you kill them. Alright, so if you've got a trait that you want, do not disband it, because you will lose it. The next button, Provinces. So this shows you all provinces that you have discovered. So as you can see, we've got a contested province in the Awakening, is because this one's a ruin, and this one is owned by the Vampire Coast Mutineers. So once you get a complete province, you'll have your faction symbol. We'll replace that, as you can see there, for the Dreadfleet. And then if it's a ruin, basically it'll be that symbol, and like I said, that one's contested. This button here is for known factions. So basically, it's just a a quicker version to access diplomacy. You can just see all known factions that you have met, what the status is, whether they like you or not, whether you can trade or not, whether there's there has to be an established road to the capitals. So basically, if we took the Blood Swamps, then we will be able to trade with Zlanhopek. Okay. Alright, so faction summary, this button here. So as you can see, the faction summary is diplomatic relations plus 60 with the faction followers of Nagash, minus 60 with Lizardmen, melee defense plus 6 for all lords and heroes, all armies, and diplomatic relations minus 100 with the faction Vampire Coast Mutineers. So if you click on that, it shows you into more detail about stuff. So it shows you where your capital is, how many provinces owned, settlements owned, what your treasury and income is. That just what I've just read, and also an extra one there. And also it shows you what the climates that basically you're able to settle. That's like you can settle, but there's like slight penalties, and then you can settle but major penalties. And it tells you what armies, how many armies you've got, and what heroes you can recruit and have capacity for. And again, another just overview of your diplomacy situation, who you're at war with, allied, and trading with. The next button is the records. So as you go on, as turns go by, you can go back, see what's happened and stuff like that if you wish. There's the statistics button as well. You can just click on this if you want to see more in detail things. You can do that again if you so wish. Another special thing about the Vampire Coast as well, which also basically all the vampire factions can do, they can raise the dead. So as long as there's basically, this is the slight one, but if there's been an area where there's been mass casualties, you'll see a symbol and you'll have access to a hell of a lot more raise the dead. And also in particular with the Vampire Coast, it's also each lord comes with like the Black Ark mechanic, because they're also like a traveling horde as well, so they can upgrade this for extra upkeep reduction and stuff like that. And then also they have choices of buildings that they can build, and also like, so you can just basically recruit on the road as well. So it's really useful stuff to do. Okay, so that's literally their faction mechanics as well. So that's what all the Vampire Coast do. Like I said, it's similar to the Black Ark mechanic. So yeah, we'll just move on to the next faction then. Okay guys, so here we are for the Dreadfleet, the next faction. So let's go over their faction summary. So they gain war declaration missions with unique rewards. Diplomatic relations plus 60 with the faction followers of Nagash again. Pirate crew recruitment capacity +2. And recruitment duration -1 turn for Necrofex Colossus units. Okay, so apart from that, they're exactly the same. There's not much difference. Again, this is really their faction mechanic. So let's just move on to the next faction then, I suppose. Okay guys, so on to the Pirates of Sartosa. Okay, so these are kind of unique because she's the only one of them that gets mortal units, the Pirates of Sartosa. So yeah, other than that, she's pretty much in every single way the same. So she has diplomatic relations -100 with Norska, chance of finding treasure maps +25%, income from raiding +50%, and income from sacking +20%. Again, that's pretty much it. So we'll move on to the final faction now. Okay, so on to the final faction of the Vampire Coast race. So is the Drowned. So basically what she has is the Mistress of the Deep, loyalty +2 for new recruits, upkeep reduction -20% for Cyrene and Mongol units, and recruitment cost -20% for Cyrene and Mongol units. So yeah, apart from that, they've just, again, they're all the same like mechanics. There's nothing that separates them apart from their faction summary that's just unique to their faction. That's the only thing that really separates them. The actual mechanics are just all the same. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. All the buildings are all the same and everything. So yeah, apart from they might have their own individual like special buildings here and there, apart from that, you know, you'll discover them yourselves as you travel. So yeah, that's everything for this video guys. So hopefully this will be useful. Please feel free to leave a like and a comment. They really will help. Please, like, you know, I really appreciate the feedback if it's helped you, if you found it useful, all these good things. Let me know if there's anything I can improve on. If you haven't done so already guys, please hit that subscribe button. It'd be very much appreciated. You'll be helping the channel out so much, and you'll be kept up to date with the latest videos that I do release, so you don't want to miss out on that guys. So yeah, really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you all for the next video.